This is Hillbillies in the Bush, and today I'm going to do a video response to LowBuck Prepper StoveTec contest. My method of lighting the fire is right down there. Bow drill, and it might be a little tough to film all this. Here is a homemade rocket stove that me and the boys built. We're going to cook up a pretty good meal here. And I'll take you guys through the steps and process. I'm going to try and be quick on the bow drill fire because you guys have seen me do a ton of these. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and pull this camera back so that you guys can see me in the bow drill and see the rocket stove at the same time, so that you guys know that I went from the bow drill to the rocket stove to build a fire. Otherwise, you don't get a bunch of time once you get your tinder bundle going to sit there and mess around with a camera. And but anyway, let me get set up here and try and zoom this out to where you can get both of it, and I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, let me get this off. I hope you guys seen that, what I did there. Brought it over and dropped it down in. She's starting to burn. I'm just going to go ahead and let them little bit of coals burn there. Maybe drop a couple more sticks down in here, and then start feeding them down through here. So you guys seen the fire, and it's lit. And you can see the fire and see the fire there, so you know it's going, and you know it was done primitively. So let me get her set up, and first thing I need to do is get some water on the boil, and so I can get my stovetop stuffing going. I'm going to have, well, I'll show you what I'm going to have here in a bit. So let me set this back down, and I can probably bring this up closer now, because now that all the fire making stuff's done, it's all in cooking now. So let me go ahead and get the fire going good, and I'll get back with you. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, we've got fire still going, and I got my pot up here. What's in the pot is 1.5 cups of water, 1 1/4 cups of water with 5 tablespoons of butter. And I know the recipe for this only calls for like what's it say, 1.5 cups of water, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil or margarine or whatever. But there's a reason I added some more butter, and you guys will get to figuring that out here in just a little bit. The firewood I'm using, this is a piece of walnut driftwood. Walnut. This is some cherry. Just some stuff that we found along the riverbank and gathered. Okay, I'm back. The water's boiling. I figured might as well use something primitive. I got this stick I found laying in the yard. It's a piece of bamboo. I took it in, put a little bleach water on it, scrubbed it down a little bit, and that's what I'm going to use. But the water's boiling, so now it's time to put our stuff in. Or stuffing, I should say. Could have used that box, I guess, for some tinder, but that's just one of them things. We got to get our stuffing in. Get her stirred up good. Oh yeah, that looks good. And looks good. Let's see if I can get that in camera. Maybe not, but anyway, it's stirred up good. Now I'm going to set the lid back on it. Let that sit there and get all nice and soft, and then I'll show you what we got going on next. Okay, I'm back. What we got here is we got some nice pork chops that the wife picked up, and I figured we might as well just do all this outside. So what I'm going to do is tap these things out. You guys probably figured out what we're doing already. Yeah, that's right. We're going to have stuffed pork chops cooked on a homemade rocket stove. Now it would be a lot better if we had 2 of these rocket stoves. Or maybe if I win the contest, I'll have 2 rocket stoves. So maybe that'll work. But, oh well. I'll have a real rocket stove, I should say, if I win the contest. That StoveTec rocket stove, I've been watching guys do videos on it, and awesome product from what I can see. It would take a little bit getting used to cooking on it, but as with any open fire source, you're going to need to master a technique of watching, careful planning, taking care of your fire, maintaining it at a certain level, whether you want hot or cold, you know, or not cold, but like a low, medium, or high setting like your stove would have. And now I could have used a rock instead of this thing right here, but I ain't going that primitive. I don't think Mommy would like a little bit of grit in her food. I think she likes her food grit-free. Now to season these guys, what I use on just about all sage, or all pork, is sage. So I'm going to, ooh, the wind's messing with me, sprinkle a little sage here. Then I use some fresh cracked pepper, and this is my fancy Turkish coffee grinder that I use, and it makes quick work of peppercorns. I did have to modify it. It didn't grind the pepper fine enough for me, so I modified it a little bit. A little dab of salt. Basically, that's probably too hot to mess with, but we'll try it. We're going to let this cool down now. Get some more wood in there to keep it going. And yep, a little too hot. So I'm going to let this stuffing cool. Get these rolled up, and the next time you're going to see them is on the fire on a cast iron skillet. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I got them all stuffed, rolled up. There is 3 toothpicks in each one of those. So I've got to make sure that I collect 15 toothpicks when I'm done. The one thing you don't want is to get a toothpick in your mouth. I've done it, and now that I've got kids and stuff, and of course there's other people, I tend to watch what I'm doing. Over here I got a cast iron skillet, and I'll get set up. The lard is in that. It's getting good and hot, and I'll get set up. Maybe I can get a higher view here to show you what's going on. The reason I built this up on this bench is so I didn't have to lay down on the ground or sit on the ground cooking. I can actually cook standing up. But let me get this set up and then I'll be back. As you can tell, it's cooking. Guys, whenever you're using cast iron, keep this in your hand. Don't lay it down. Flip it up over your shoulder if you have to, but keep this in your hand. If you don't have this in your hand, you'll probably end up getting burnt. Now, it's been many, many years since I've been burnt by cast iron, but it's because I keep one of these in my hand. Oh yeah, looking good. Yeah, she's starting to move around there a little bit. Okay, I'll get these browned up and then I'll get back with you. Show you what they look like. Okay, as you can hear them, they're really getting going good. Let me take this off. Got them right there. Getting ready to open up a can of peas, put it in my billy can, put the lid on it, and while these are setting off to the side resting, because I think they're about done, I'll get some peas going, and we'll get back once I get that going. Sorry for the short segment, guys, but I'm just trying to not make a 2-hour video on this. Okay, I got my can open and I used my handy dandy multi-tool. This is only probably the second time this tool's ever opened up anything or anything that has to do with it around the house. There's only one thing I've ever used this tool for. Somebody did a contest video, show me your favorite can opener and why it's your favorite can opener. Well, I didn't think about it at the time because I don't use this can opener but for one thing. This can opener is only used to open whole kernel corn when me and the boys go down on the fishing bank. And the next time we went fishing, when I pulled this out to open up our corn, I realized, oh my goodness, I had an awesome story to tell people on that video contest. And being that I don't use this for anything else, I never even thought about it. But that's my story with this can opener. It's very special to me because it's opened up literally dozens of cans of corn that me and the boys use as fish bait when we go down to the high river and do some fishing. But anyway, I'm going to get this these peas poured in here. I'm going to get the lid on it. Our pork is just about done from the looks of it. And let me zoom in there and show you. Sorry for the camera work here. And there it is. And I'm gonna go. I did use some sticks to prop up my pan to kind of level it out a little bit, and they caught fire a little bit, but they're still working. But let me set this to the side, get our peas going, and once I get this plated, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, we have stuffed pork medallions, basically pork that's been stuffed with stovetop stuffing. There's some extra stuffing on the side, and there's some green beans ready to eat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it didn't get too long, but there's you a complete meal off the grid. Everything was done outside, and no power tools, no gas, no lighters, nothing like that was involved. So as you can see, guys, you can whip out a pretty good meal with just very little resources. All we got there is just a billy can, a cast iron skillet, and a homemade rocket stove me and the boys made, and there's what you have. So I hope this is what you want after their LowBuck, and I'll put your link and everything down below in the description box. And thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, we'll see y'all later.